Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Uh-huh. So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
The original intention of the film was just for my personal use, but I thought with it being such a unique thing that I'd like to offer it to anybody who wants to see it. Things like that. And it's just a unique film of him.
He says, I beat you. He says, they say we came in under the dead heat. He says, that's not true because I beat you. And the American said, well, he says, if you like to think so, he says, but I know the real story. He says, I know I clearly won that one.
Hey, yo, what's up? Dave was here, then he was gone. I'm sure he'll be back. But we do have a guest joining us today, and hopefully a future partner in what we're doing here at the Madness. Mr. Timothy Bling, what's going on, brother?
Good to see you, Pops. Good to see you.
Hey, it's always good to see you, man. I was glad to see you pop into the draw stream. That was cool.
Yeah, I was glad to. In fact, I know a couple of the guys and girls in there, and I wanted to show a little support. I wasn't really supporting my own stuff, but, you know, a couple of them have Kickstarters going and that kind of thing. So just spread the love a little bit.
That's right. That's what we do. Now, I got to talk to you about getting your show on our network.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that would come up. Yeah.
Just so you know, that's definitely in the thought process. There's a couple people, Crimson Owl, I want to get their show over here, and a dead guy. I want to get that show over here too, because his show was really good. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's all about expansion and growing. But
Right. And as you know, I'm kind of in the beginning of this journey. You know, I just started mine. It's a couple of months ago. But I got the number 11 is the episode that's getting ready to come out. Texas Dave, how you doing?
There's
Hi,
Dave.
how are you? Hi, Pops.
How you doing? So last week during CromCon, our show kind of got, you know, invaded by whatever. There was some books that we talked about that we didn't get to talk about because I'm holding them up, but I was talking to the chat about something entirely different. And I want to rectify a few of those. I want to make sure we cover those books again and give them what they deserve. Okay, not talking about the chat subject and not talking about the books. We're here at the show ops to talk about books, right?
Absolutely.
Got a few things I'm going to open today that I received in the mail this last week. But I wanted to focus on our sponsors and their stuff a little bit as well. So we picked up a new sponsor the other night, and if it wasn't for this guy, we'd be still doing the monthly StreamYard thing. But because of Brett Giuliani and the Dust Bunny Mafia,
Okay.
hey, we got a year's worth of StreamYard. We ain't going anywhere, everybody. We all be here for a long time. This is like a comic strip, and their little animals are portrayed as you know, different mob members and stuff. This book is great. All right. And he's got another one that's just getting ready to come out. So, you know, I wanted to make sure that we give our sponsors some love. Dust Bunny Mafia, you guys, go check it out. Brett Giuliano. It's really good stuff. I really like it.
Looks cool, man.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. What's up, Wayne? Mr. Big. Look, Mr. Big right here. Another of our sponsors. Appreciate you, Wayne. Thanks for dropping in, man. And then we have a sponsor that doesn't get near enough love. Okay. He's been with us this is his second year now. And he doesn't get enough love. So I want to make sure that we take a look at a couple of his books. Committed Comics. You guys see it. We always have the logo up on everything. This one's called Threads. It's a little anthology series, but it's like each story's kind of about the same, I think about the same character. So it's like different writers' takes on the same guy. And then this one was amazing, guys, because when I got this, I thought, holy crap, that's a big, thick book, right? But then when I opened it up, I realized that it was a dust jacket over 4 different books.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So he sent you a dust jacket, so you don't have to even get fingerprints all over your book, man. You got something to read it in, right? And actually, I have something like this that I read books in. I set the book in there so I don't have to get my fingerprints all over the cover and the back cover while I'm reading it, right?
Sure.
So great idea. So the dust cover, it's got all the info. So check it out. The year is 2073 and coffee is serious business. Right? It's 3 books, 3-book series. I don't know if Thomas has more of this coming or not, but good stuff, guys. It was a good story. I really liked it. He was cool with the the promotional stuff, might give a little Starbucky look over there. I didn't say nothing. Coffee is serious business, yo. Good stuff. So Committed Comics, you guys go check out what they got going on. They got a lot going on. And he gets so busy. I'm like, dude, you gotta send me a trailer. I tell him, you gotta send me something that I can play. And he's just so busy with so much different stuff that it has not developed. Oh, that's not. There we go. Okay, let me get this right for a minute. Okay, so one of the books last week that I was trying to highlight while things went all crazy was this Global Frequency, Nefarious, and Mavericks.
Oh, sure.
Okay, now this book is huge, guys. This ain't comic book size. This is like magazine size, square bound. It's a big ass book, but it's got an embossed cover. Just from page 1, you get an idea.
It's a nice looking book.
Okay. So this one, I was trying to talk about it last week, and I didn't really get a chance to, but I just wanted to give it some love. Neff, you guys put together a hell of a campaign. They had so many extras, standees, and a bunch of prints and just all kinds of stuff, man. As a matter of fact, I got a couple new pins on the hat over there because of this campaign. So you get some kind of idea.
It's gorgeous.
Good stuff. Looking forward to the next one. So I just wanted to make sure that one got a little extra love because I felt like, he got slighted last week while we were all up in that other conversation. Dave.
Hi.
What do you got, bro?
I've got a few things, but I was going to say, would you like to let Tim go first, seeing as he is our guest today?
I don't know. Tim, you got some stuff you want to show off, or are you just hanging?
Well, I'm just hanging. I do have a new project coming out here. I could throw some. Let me throw you a link over.
No, I mean, do you have anything you've backed that you're exceptionally proud of that you'd like to show people?
Not at the moment. I got all my stuff is down in the basement. Actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is one of them shows where we spend 25, 30 minutes before gathering up some stuff to show off because that's what we're doing is showing off.
Well, I can carry on with some more Dynamite comics first, Pops, if you like.
What do you got?
Tell you what, while you guys are chatting, I'll grab mine.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Got Jennifer Blood. Dynamite.
I remember
I think that's a photo cover, that one.
I remember that book. I didn't have it, but I remember it.
Right, so there's that one. Another issue. This is number 16. This one. That's that one. Number 17. I quite like this cover, Pops, because it's like somebody's torn the page off the front.
Is that what the next page looks like underneath that? It's time to find out. See what I'm saying?
Have a look inside. Probably not. Probably not. No, it's just like that.
See, now if you're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
So that we open it up and that's what we see. You know? Do you remember the sliced Wolverine cover?
I do remember that.
Yeah, number 50, I think it was. I got that. I even got the box with the sliced.
Right.
The comic book box that's got the claw slices through it. You know.
Oh.
Gee, I think that's where all our Wolverine books are. Yeah.
There we go. That's another one.
So what was Jennifer Blood's story, Dave?
I don't really know, because I've only got about 3 issues, Pops, and I've never read them since I bought them ages ago. So I'm not sure, but I'll show you a little bit of the artwork inside. I'm
kind of figuring it's got to have like a La Femme Nikita type vibe to it or something, right?
Yeah. Let's have a look. See if I can find an example page. There we go.
Oh yeah, that looks good. Yeah. See, she's a badass with her feet and guns. Yep.
Yeah. see if there's another page there. Let's see. Yeah, there's another sample page for you.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've only got three various issues of this one. And get it back in the bag and board. John Carter. There you go. A load of Mars. Red Sonja.
Oh, yeah, we like her.
That's quite a nice cover, that, isn't it?
We like Red Sonja for sure.
Yeah. So that's a Dynamite one, though, not a Marvel one. So
that's okay. Look. At least back in the day, they did it all right. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's true.
They did it all right. So
It's a great looking cover.
Yeah, it's a nice cover, that one, isn't it?
Is
I'm
that,
not sure.
it looks like an Alex Ross cover almost.
I was just going to say it kind of strikes me as an Alex Ross cover, but I'm not sure on that, to be honest.
Or at least somebody trying to emulate that a little bit.
It kind of looks a bit like his style.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. So we have another one. This is another Dynamite, Masks. Don't know if you've seen this one before.
I think I've seen that before.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any though.
No, so that's the first issue, that one. And this is number 2.
So all the ones on the first cover all look like dudes, and then they got a chick. Let me look at that first cover again. Let me see if I can figure out which one's the girl, because I didn't notice a girl. You know what I mean?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I guess it's the one in the top middle. You just can't tell. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Hard to say, isn't it? So this is number 4. This one. There we go. This is another title. Hercules, is it? Hercules, something like that.
I think that says Merciless.
Merciless. Yeah, it does actually. Yeah, it does actually.
Say Merciless. It's Flash Gordon. Sure.
Yeah.
That's it.
I get it.
Good stuff.
Quite a nice cover, that, isn't it, as well? And we have Miss Fury. That's another Dynamite one.
Nice to see Dynamite doing well.
Yeah, it is. So that's one.
Well, I mean, I got my issue with all of them, but there was a time when Dynamite was right on top of what they were doing, you know. And
this is
now, of course, now that right there, Purgatory, isn't that part of Coffin Comics now?
Yeah, that's Chaos. Well, this is Chaos.
Yeah, it's Chaos then. It's Coffin now. Brian owns that now, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
There you go.
I could be wrong. I haven't talked to Brian in a while.
The Shadow.
The Shadow.
Shadow.
The Shadow knows.
And another Shadow. This is number 2.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, it's a nice cover, that, isn't it? Very, very simple, very stylish. You know, quite effective. And number 3 for you. There you go. This is issue number 6, so I'm missing the odd one or two, but
it's good looking stuff, though.
Yeah, the nice covers, I must admit. Now this one could be an Alex Ross lookalike again.
Oh yeah, how about it?
You know,
Absolutely.
Shadow
Isn't
watch
it?
you. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool, man. I like that one.
that is a nice cover. That. There you go. This is issue number 8. Eiffel Tower in the background on that one. That looks
Not
Was
too
that
shabby.
set in Europe, or was that? I never knew where that was set in.
I'm not sure. Right. Who did the art? Yeah, the cover is by Alex Ross, I think. There's an Alex Ross cover. It says so. Oh no, sorry. It's got 4 different covers by 4 different artists there. See, so
Okay.
Oh, hey, look, that is one of them was an Alex Ross cover then.
yeah, so one of them probably was. But
Yeah,
I don't have
sure,
that
sure.
one. Yeah, the covers are on the back here. These are the other covers that they did for this issue. So
That's smart to do that. You know, I started doing that in my titles because some people, you know, are cover collectors and they want to,
yeah,
right? They want to see, hey, which one am I missing?
that's it. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good
You want
idea
to be able to tell who did each one without having to rip them open every time.
Right. Yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
That's it. But it's quite nice artwork actually in this book. Find you a sample page in a minute. Anyway. There you go. That's a double page spread. That's what that one looks like on the inside. This is issue number 9. Now that might be an Alex Ross cover.
That is really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Man, the background, the cityscape is amazing.
Right.
See, I love people that know
Yeah.
that are good with that angle like that. They can just
Yeah.
like draw it no matter what.
There you go. That's the way up it would be, of course, if they did it level.
You know what that reminds me of? And I mean this in the best and most complimentary way. Do you remember a title from the 70s? Actually, Kirby worked on a couple of them called Justice Incorporated.
Yep.
Yes, I remember that title. Yeah.
Yeah, remember he had one where they were, I'm pretty sure they were fighting on the wing of a plane. It was an old
Right.
biplane.
Yeah.
It's a nice one too.
Shadow.
Bold colors.
Hmm. Yeah, indeed. I like this cover. This is like kind of a bit of a retro style cover, I would call it.
Oh yeah, sure. It's a Detective 27 homage.
Hmm,
Or wait,
is it?
not Detective 20. Or yeah, Detective 27. Sure, it's Batman. The first appearance of Batman.
Oh, right.
I love homage covers, so I got a little
Yeah, I
bit of an
do.
eyeball.
Got a whole row of them across the top right there.
Yeah,
Yeah. And anything that's a homage cover, I really like myself, you know.
Margot Lane, sharp. Oh, and Matt Wagner's writing that, huh? That's nice to see he's still around.
Yeah. Matt Wagner, Dynamite, yeah.
What year was that, Dave?
This one, let's see.
You might not still be around.
Oh, gotcha.
Let's have a look. Hold on. Let's see if we can find it, Pops. By the way, all the other covers they did are on the back there as well.
Yeah, it's a good
Sweet.
idea.
That's all the other covers they did there. Where is it? Where is it? It's probably at the back this time. You know how it is, Pops. You can never find it when you're looking for it.
I know. It's like what happened to the days where they just had it at the bottom of page 1?
Yeah, that was a lot simpler. 2013.
Okay.
Oh, so that's a little older too. Yeah.
Yeah, 2013, that issue. Yeah. And here's another shadow cover. It's quite an explosive cover, isn't it?
Yeah, I can dig that.
Yeah. All right, now we're moving on to the $6 Million Man. cover. It's another Dynamite one. And I quite like this cover, I must admit. It's like a sort of compilation of all these superpowers, isn't it?
Sure.
There we go. And this is I think this is a reprint of an early Gold Key story.
I have some of those.
Dr. Solar.
I have some of those Solar books.
Yeah. So that's what that one looks like.
Never read them, but I have some.
Well, if it's any consolation, I've never read these, so what can I say? Wonder if you've seen this one before.
Oh, Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
I have not seen that.
I have not seen that either.
All right. This is
Battlestar.
by.
What's the year? It says 1980 or what is it? It says a
No,
year
I think
there.
I think it'll be later than that. Let's have a look.
Well, no, I mean, what's it say under the title there? It says Battlestar Galactica something. Battlestar Galactica 1880. Wow, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I guess that's the steampunk version.
It is a steampunk. Yeah, it's got it at the top there. I think it says
Oh,
steampunk.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
nice. Okay.
I get
There
it.
you go. So this was published in what was it? 2014. So,
All right, Timothy, what'd you grab? You want to show some stuff?
I do. I got some stuff to show you, and as you know,
okay.
I've
The
been.
inside, that looks badass.
Oh, that does look good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
I just thought I'd show you a couple of pages before.
I didn't know you were opening it up. Yes, that look. Oh yeah, there you go.
Nice art.
Right, there we go.
I like it. I like it.
So
All
a
right,
couple of
Tim.
mine here are from Kickstarter projects, and
Right.
like I was telling Pops, I've been trying to. Usually, when you see me write, I'm pitching something of my own, and I'm trying to get you to notice my books. But I thought, in the way things have been going here with Pops and stuff, and some of the new developments, I want to try and show some love to some of the other creators. And a couple of these guys and girls I've got some relationships with, and some are just products that I saw and started following them. This first one is a book called Ripped. Okay, and it is what you'd call an unconventional superhero story. And it's a little bit of a comedy, right? And what's cool about this one is it's by a fella by the name of Steve Ricketts. And some of you might know him from the collector's circuit. He works for a company called CBCS. And what they do, it's a comic book grading company.
Right.
And I worked there some years ago, and I got to be friends with Steve. And man, I was just so proud of him to see that he finally put this book out. And he did a terrific job. He writes it, he draws it. It does have a colorist that he hired. He letters it. And it's just an outstanding job the whole way around, especially for a first release from a creator. And that's, of course, Kickstarter. You can get that over at his website as well. That's Steve Ricketts, and he's Imagination Inks, it's called.
There you go.
This next one is from the gang over at Bad Bug Media, which I follow them. One of their titles is Black Jackets. And they are you familiar with the Bad Bug guys?
I've
No,
heard of it, but I haven't interacted with it.
They make a nice book. And this is a little bit, I guess you'd call it like a supernatural superhero team. And it's got some really cool, it's like a black and white line art. And it has lots of lore, and it has sort of what I would call I guess you'd say it's sort of like a supernatural setting. It's spooky, right? And they put out all kind of books, and I guess it's okay to mention I'm friends with these fellas too. As a matter of fact, I do have a book coming out with them, but they do a lot of these. I guess you'd call it risque, or I guess you'd call them erotic comics. I guess it's okay to say that. And I tend to follow things that are more traditional myself. This is the kind of product that I like. And the fellas, they did a great job over here. That's written by Mike Tiener, if you know him, and lettered by my pal, Dave Lentz, who's actually from right here close to me in Pennsylvania. So good job there, fellas. Here's a character you probably know. This is the latest issue of Nightwolf.
Oh yeah, Rob Moltari.
You guys know Rob Moltari, sure. And this is a terrific
Moltari.
one. As a matter of fact, I've got 2 of these. This is the physical copy of The Last Night Wolf, and it comes with some cool trading cards. And, you know, Rob always has lots of nice upgrades for his backers.
Yeah. He's big with the tchotchkes. He is.
Yeah, and he just does a great job all the way around. It's a little bit like being in a club, you see. He calls it the Wolf Pack. And I'm a little bit friends with Rob. We've done a couple of podcasts and things together. And I think he has done a terrific job building his brand. And it'd be fair to say that I'm trying to learn a little bit from him and to try and, you know, Pops, you and I have talked about this. If you build the community, people will come. You don't necessarily have to say, well, I'm making it for this audience. You just have to make something really cool, and then the people will start to show up.
Yep. Look, Rob is one of them guys also. If you guys don't realize how important email is to your campaign, Rob's always in my email box, man. Always in my email box telling me what's up, what's coming, newsletter, this, that, the other.
Yeah, he does a great job with this marketing.
Promotion. You guys got to, you know.
And he's one of these 5-figure guys, too. He does these big Kickstarters, you know, and gosh, I think that's like his 6th issue. And, you know, there's a new title now. And I just think he's done a terrific job with it. This next one is a fellow who I've sort of got to know over the last couple of months. This is Mr. Fish Lee, and his book is called Green Zone: Life in the Blocks.
No, man, I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it has sort of like a usual suspects sort of lineup there in the front with this you know, terrifying looking monster creature, and they really have done a nice job with the art, and you can get a good panel there. The art and the coloring is very professional. I just think he's done a heck of a good job, and he and I have done a little bit of you know, we swap books a little bit. He supports my book, so I always support his. That's Green Zone: Life in the Blocks. So if you see that one, check it out. Highly recommend it. This next one is a fella I just met, and I'm not sure if you know him or not, but I'm pretty sure I've seen him on the show. And if I screw his name up, please correct me. He's Joe Eli Corrales III.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Hell of a nice guy. Yeah.
He actually just changed the name of that book.
Right. I only just heard about this. So Pops, correct me when I get to the end, because I understand it's retitled. But when I got it, it's Mari Solinsky and the Wonder Kitty. And he writes it, he draws it, he does everything himself. And it has a very sort of it's very story driven and has a very sort of what I call a traditional look to comics. And by the way, when I say traditional, that's something I love. I mean that in the highest compliment.
Look, and it's a fun book. It really is. It's like
he's done a good job, man.
It's a comic book. It's not, you know what I mean? It's a fun book.
It's fun to read. And by the way, just you couldn't meet a nicer fella. Oh, and I just want to give him a shout out there, because I told him, Joe, here we go, man. I told you when I got your book, I was going to give you a shout out on the air. Here I am on Pop's show. I kept my word. Thank you so much for sending them to me, and I appreciate your support very much.
Not only that, but I think I have it on good authority that Crom sent a letter in about that book.
No kidding?
Crom sent a letter in about that book. So you might see Crom on the letters page.
Oh, wow. Cool. All right. Well, and like I say, these books that I'm promoting here to you fellas, these are creators that I think have done a great job, and they're also good people. So if you see them out there in the wild, please pick them up and check them out. This next one I've known this fella a couple of years, and there's a couple of cool things about him. And one of them is, first of all, he's a comic book creator like myself. The second thing is he's an avid G.I. Joe collector, and he's even like deals in these G.I. Joe figures a little bit. And he has set up this book. This is called The Resistance. And this is a guidebook, right? And it's very much set up in like a pseudo-military type of lore, where if you like things like the G.I. Joe universe, you will like The Resistance. It's very high tech. It's got some conspiracies and stuff. And it also comes with like these cool trading cards and stickers. That's a fella by the name of KJ Kaminsky. You know KJ Kaminsky?
I've heard of KJ Kaminsky, yes.
Yeah, cool fella. And I see him every year in Baltimore. And I definitely want to recommend his book. The next one I got for you, this is a new guy. We just met, and my understanding is he's a school teacher by day, and he sort of reached out to me and said something to the effect of, I guess he sort of liked my Kickstarter, and he said, hey, I'm getting ready to start mine. And I told him, I said, hey, man, listen, you got to team up with these guys. We're in this community. And I even mentioned you, Pops. I said, once you get in the club, we all kind of cross promote each other. And what I mean by that is, like, if you buy one of his books, you get a free digital copy of mine. And then, so once we sort of welcomed into a couple of the Facebook groups, and then his Kickstarter just started taking off. It's really cool, man. It is a werewolf story called The Return of Jake Sunrise. And
I like the title.
It's very original, and it has this really cool sort of black and white line art that almost has like
beautiful.
It's like a woodcut kind of look. And this is, I definitely would recommend it to you guys. Look at what this guy has done. It's really just, what I like to say is it doesn't look like anybody else, right? And that's hard to say that these days, because in my opinion, just about everything looks like something else these days. But The Return of Jake Sunrise.
So many people base their style on somebody else's style, or you know what I mean? It's like, it's hard to find that guy who's nowadays, like, there's one guy out there, I look at his art and I go, oh, that's Preston Acevedo. Okay, no matter what he does, you see a cover, you go, oh, that's Preston. You know?
And as you know, when I started, I wanted to, I guess it's okay to say this, I looked at things that I loved and I said, I want it to look kind of like that, because I hadn't really found my own style yet, you know? And like I say, just to clarify things, I'm the writer, I'm not an artist. Right. But at this point, I've got a pretty good eye for art, much like you guys do. And there's probably not too many artists like you and I, we could pick them out of a crowd, right? Hey, that's Alex Ross, that's Jim Steranko, that's Jack Kirby. You start to know the ins and outs of line art. In this last one, I did pick this one up in the shop. It is being released nationally. I was there I'll just give myself a quick plug. I do have The Hunchback coming out from Antarctic Press, so you can get into your comic store and order that. But the reason why I was there is to support my buddy Travis Gibb, which is The Coins of Judas. And I haven't read this one yet, but it's being critically well received. I understand it's very good. So this is by Travis Gibb, written by and illustrated by Tyler Carpenter. And he has a podcast over there too, the Creators Hangout. Yeah, you know Travis, right? Heck of a nice guy. He's been real supportive to me and got sort of this kind of memorable art and just all around good stuff. So I'm going to recommend this one too. Like I said, I haven't read it yet, but when I was at the comic store, they were like, hey, this is good. You got to check this out. And I said, hey, man, I got to tell you, I kind of know the guy. I just try to support people that have supported me and just kind of, you know, trying to keep it real.
I know Tyler's got that girl with the mega fist, like 200 freaking page book for $15 or something.
Oh, no kidding.
You know, it's like Tyler does the thing too. I want to go back again to our wonderful sponsors, because we do have wonderful sponsors. I want to make sure they get their love. First off, y'all know that.
Yeah.
Y'all know, right?
Critical Blast, sure.
Okay. The Devil You Know Better. Edited by RJ at Critical Blast, right? I'm in the process of reading this book right now. And I keep it in a freaking bag, and I keep the dust jacket in a bag off to the side while I'm reading it. And check it. You're gonna love this, Timothy. Look at this. You got Mike Baron.
Oh, Mike Baron! Wow.
Hart Fisher, and the Madness Edition.
That's great, man.
There's only one, right?
Yeah.
So I'm reading it, and then it's going in a bag, and it's never coming out again.
You know, I met RJ once. He's a heck of a nice guy too. And
RJ's the bomb, man. Look.
Yeah, you know, he also does. I tell you how I got recommended to him. Of course, he does editing, and he's well known for that. But he also does people's Kickstarter fulfillment.
Yeah, that's what Critical Blast Logistic is. That's
yeah, exactly.
Did you see the ad at the beginning?
I had just met him, and that was when I had met him in something like it was the week I had COVID. So I ended up not getting back to him. So I gotta reach back out to him. Hey man, RJ, I survived. It's all great news, but yeah, that is what happened to me. I had COVID during that period.
Go ahead and check this out real quick. That's our dude right there.
Nice. Yeah.
He's one of our sponsors. He runs his show on the network, usually 4 nights a week, but not always.
That music reminded me of some 1950s sci-fi films.
Yes.
Don't know why.
Hey, Dave, if you like 1950s sci-fi films, I got to send you some copies of what I'm doing. I'll send you some digital copies. I am, out of most comic book creator people, I'm probably the most influenced out of 50s sci-fi films.
Ah.
It's something that I'm passionate about.
Right. Ah.
Then we have one of our other sponsors, Laughing Rogue. You guys have seen us play their stuff for months now. Okay, Chris Brown,
Slaughterville, yeah.
Slaughterville. Not only comics, guys. Games, Gods of Metal.
Nice. Whoa.
You see this huge box right here, right? This huge box right here is the director's cut of the Slaughterville card game.
That's awesome.
Okay. Laughing Rogue, guys. Comics, games. He's doing all kinds of stuff over there. He works really hard. Probably as hard, if not harder, than most everybody in comics. Dude's like always doing something. He's been doing 3D figures for his Gone Hunting game, right? And dude's always working hard. We also have our boys over there, right, Dave?
Yeah.
Our boys over there at London Gothic.
London Gothic, yeah.
Yes. Look, they are working on book number 2 right now. This is another gigantic beast, just like Mavericks. Okay. It's a big, square bound, thick book. This stuff is beautiful, guys. The color palettes that Michael Burton uses throughout this book. You see the one panel that's different?
Oh,
The one panel is different than the whole color palette of the page, right?
Yeah.
Dude mixes that up. He mixes up the color palettes. His art is awesome. Look, it's RJ. Oh. Oh, heck, little note. I didn't even see that. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
This is a great book, a great story. If you like horror, like straight horror, like this is even slightly disturbing. I mean, even a little bit disturbing. But
don't just make sure you don't read it before you try to go to sleep. I would suggest.
It's a great book.
Right.
It's a really, really good book. And then we have somebody, not a sponsor, but somebody who's new to the network, and their show's kicking off tonight at 7:00. We got Amy Good and Doc Bishop's First World.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh, this one is this is some serious parody, but man, I'll let them tell you about it tonight. Okay, I'm not gonna. I'll just let them tell you about it tonight during their show. They have Bob Dixon coming out on their show tonight, so that should be interesting. Dave, I'm gonna let you show off some more because the next 3 things I show are gonna be things I'm seeing at the exact same time for the first time that you guys see. The next
Okay,
all right. Open up live. So,
all right,
take over, Dave.
Okay. Well, I've got one more issue of this steampunk series that I showed you before.
Oh, I didn't know there was more. I thought it was a one.
Yeah, this was issue 2. I'm not sure how many issues there were of this series, to be honest, but this was the 2nd issue.
Cool.
Just thought I'd show
Yeah,
you
that
that one.
sounds interesting. I like Battlestar Galactica, so I could see, that kind of swashbuckling type thing.
We've got Swords of Sorrow. Don't know if you're familiar with this one, are you? Swords of Sorrow.
Looks good.
Yeah. This is issue number 3.
Short.
There you go. Issue number 4. They're like kind of, they remind me of Japanese type covers a bit, you know.
I was going to say it has sort of a Japanese look to it.
Yeah, a little bit of manga style, I would kind of suggest. Especially this one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that one. And then we move on to Twilight Zone.
Oh, yeah. Now you're talking my language.
Twilight Zone.
Oh, J. Michael Straczynski, no less. I'm a fan of his, too.
Yeah, me too. I like his stuff in Babylon 5, of course. You know, it was cool.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah, I'm a fan of the Twilight Zone, the Outer Limits, all those sci-fi programs from the 50s and 60s. Alfred Hitchcock Presents is another one that I used to watch back in the day.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I'm also, do you remember Night Gallery? I'm also a huge Night Gallery fan.
Yes, Rod Serling's Night Gallery. I've got those. Yeah, I've got those.
Nice.
These are just a few Twilight Zone issues I've got. It's another one. That's quite an effective cover, isn't it? And I must admit, this next cover I really like. You know, like sort of stripe effect.
Neat.
I think that's quite effective, that cover. Yeah, that one. And Twilight Zone.
I like that too. Simple but beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, Tim, I was going to say, if you wanted to pull up the YouTube version of this show and you want to drop links for those books that you were showing off, you are more than welcome to do that.
I will do that. Yeah.
It's a Vampirella one.
Can't go wrong with Vampirella.
That's true. So this is, I think this was a team up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a team up.
Dark Shadows.
What's that guy's name?
Barnabas Collins.
Yeah, Barnabas. That's his name. Barnabas.
Right. Pops, you know you're talking to a fellow nerd when I can remember the character's name from a TV show that went off the air 60 years ago.
Yeah. Well, see, my mom used to, it was a radio show too, right?
If it is, I didn't know it, but I remember the black and white.
My mom used to listen to that on the radio, dude.
You know, my mom watched the show on TV as well. And if you remember, it's kind of a vampire soap opera.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom listened to it on the radio, man. There she is. Now, see, that's the iconic cover. I've seen that cover so many different places.
Yeah, it's a good cover, isn't it?
That pose of Vampirella, yeah. I just saw it yesterday. I don't even know where, but I know I just saw that pose. Probably during the horror club last night.
Another cover.
Snake Lady. Oh.
I quite like this cover, I must admit. It's quite a nice cover.
Oh yeah. Nice shading and lighting.
Yeah.
See, I've never seen that one before.
Yeah, that's issue number 6, that one, Pops. That cover's quite good too, I think.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
You got all the Vampirella and Kiss ones, Dave?
I'm not sure. Just hang on a sec.
I got those.
I've just lost my space. Hang on a minute. What was I up to there? Some of them have just fallen over into the wrong.
Oh no! Don't drop the books.
The wrong place. Hang on a minute. Let me just. get back to where I was there. I think.
Give me a knife. Big knife.
Yeah, that was number 6. That was number 7. Right. I think we're sorted again now, so I'll just pop that out there. Right, there we go. This is number 9.
Nice.
Number 10. Number 11. I like that cover. Quite Gothic looking. And this is issue number 12. Number 13, unlucky for some. Oh, I think I've got two covers for number 13. Yeah, they've got that cover I just showed you, and this is also number 13 as well. So this was one of the alternate covers. I think we did. Number 14.
I like the red.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? And here we have I think they call these cosplay covers, do they?
Oh yeah, exactly. They're popular these days.
Yeah, they seem to be. Yeah, that's the cosplay cover. This is,
cosplay these days, man, a critical element of comic collecting.
Yeah,
really became a thing, you know.
So this is another number 1 from Perotta.
And what do you got there? That's like the 1930s version or something. You got a
not sure.
Something little different variation,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, a little bit. She's in Hollywood on this one. Is it Hollywood? Something like that. Here's a Halloween style one, trick and treat.
Oh, that's cool. The pumpkin is carved in her logo. I see it.
Oh, did you spot it?
Yeah, pretty neat.
Yeah.
It's clever.
Very good, that one. This is another cosplay cover.
I'm trying to figure out who that is, and I don't recognize her.
All right. Awesome. There you go.
I'm trying. I just don't recognize her.
Is there Pops? Is there an official cosplayer for Madness or anything like that?
There is not yet. And if I was going to reach out to anyone, it would be either Kara or December. Kara Nicole or December Lace. Those are
sure. I know them I know December a little bit. Just in a sense we're Facebook friends. I'm not, best friends.
We do have a Madness artist who also cosplays. Her name is Marseille Phillips. And she's pretty cool. It's hard to like say, do I have a cosplayer for the Madness? Because who wants to dress up as Crom?
Hey, I bet you'd be surprised. I'm sure that'd be a thing. But...
I mean, look, Shay, Red Valkyrie, Shay painted herself green and did her hair blue and everything, and did a really cool Crometta.
That's a great idea. Vampirella and Dracula. Okay.
There.
That's pretty cool.
Trying to put all this stuff back in the bags now.
That's what I'm doing too while we're talking.
Yeah.
Gotta put everything back the way it was, all pretty.
That's it. You've got to keep organized, as the saying goes. Oops, the daisy.
Quit dropping stuff, Dave.
I am.
Hurry.
I am dropping stuff today, Pops. I don't know.
You are not in a hurry. You don't have to drop stuff.
Right. Army of Darkness.
Oh, Ash.
Nice.
Dude, awesome.
Hmm.
See, now that's one set of comics I do not have any of, and I'm kind of bummed out about it.
Well, that's number one, that one.
Oh, dude.
Number
Good
one.
stuff.
Number two.
Cool.
This is another number one. Furious Road. Army of Darkness again.
Oh, so this is or wait, is Furious Road just the name of the title, or is that
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I think it was another first issue, Army of Darkness called Furious Road.
You know what I thought it
Different
was at
story
first?
arc.
I thought you were talking about Furiosa from Mad Max. That's
Oh,
what-
right.
But I guess it's not that.
That's Ash, Army of Darkness.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I got that. I thought maybe it was a crossover or something.
Oh, another Battlestar. What do you got here, dude?
Season 0,
Okay, that's the new
the
Battlestar.
new one. Yeah.
Yeah. Another season 0. This is number 11. Bit of a dark cover, this one, so it's a bit hard to see.
Yeah.
There's another one.
Now that's Starbuck.
Yeah.
She don't look nothing like the Starbuck we remember from the back in the day.
That's true. That's true.
The new one's okay with me though. She's easy on the eyes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Bionic Man.
Kevin Smith, the Bionic Man. Come on.
No, Kevin Smith is not the Bionic Man. Lee Majors is the Bionic Man.
Yeah, I know. It's just got Kevin Smith's name all across
Yeah, I
the
know.
top, real big, right? You know.
Yeah. It's also got it on this one, Pops. There you go.
Oh, now I remember this series. That's a couple of years back.
Yeah, not too long ago, but yeah.
Yeah, let's have a look and see what year it was, shall we? I'm curious.
Maybe 2011, something like that.
Let's have a look.
I'm
See?
guessing.
Yeah, spot on. Spot on, Tim.
I used to be a comic book retailer. I used to have a comic book store, and I can remember ordering those books.
Ah, right.
Oh yeah, I love that one. Sure.
Yeah. Well, they had some good covers on these, I must admit.
Oh, I like that one too.
We can rebuild him, make him
Yeah.
stronger, faster,
Well,
better
Well,
than he was.
that's kind of the irony, right? I think all of us in this room, we can remember that the first time when it was on the air.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And aside from the stupid slow-mo sound effect, it was a good
Whoa,
show.
whoa, 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 whoa.
That's right.
They didn't have the tech to make it look like dude just threw dude across the room, you know, full
Right.
speed,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like everything had to be slow-mo.
Yeah,
It did.
exactly.
Now they can do that really easy, you know. Fucking-
You sure can. Yeah, Kevin Smith's at the top of everyone.
Yeah. You see, look, it's me. I did this. Look.
Yeah.
And then he's got his name little down at the bottom too.
Well, that's
I gotta
it. Just
put
in
my
case.
name on it twice.
I was going to say, just in case you miss it up here, it's
Yeah,
also.
I gotta put
Well,
my
and
name
you
on
got-
it twice.
If I remember, in those days, he had a little bit of a publishing deal with it's Dynamite, and
Yeah.
he gets his name above the title as part of the deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's just a little ego, guys.
Yeah, just a little, man. You know you got some ego when you put your name above $6 Million Man.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
what I mean. It's like Kevin Smith is the Bionic Man. That's the way you read that, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. You know what, man?
But-
You're right. You're right, Pops.
Well, that was issue 10. And issue 11, his name's disappeared at the top.
Oh, did he get fired? No.
I don't know. In fact, there's no names at all on this one. So
It's like, all right, we tired.
If I remember, there was a series of those too where they did the the Virgin covers where it didn't have the logo or anything.
oh right. Yeah.
Yeah, they got tired of having his name on it. They're like, we ain't putting nobody's name on the next set.
Well, and nothing against Kevin Smith, but my recollection, I don't think that series sold very well.
Look, I have some Kevin Smith books that are signed that I couldn't give away at Savannah Comic Con. So some people damage their own, happening sometimes, man. It's like today everybody might like him again, but everybody's really mad at him that weekend. I think that was over the He-Man shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got a good point. Kevin Smith can be kind of divisive, right? Not everybody loves his stuff.
Now, does it say Kevin Smith on the top of that anywhere? No,
Nope.
It's from the pages. I wonder if he was done then, if somebody else was doing it after that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, now,
Bionic Woman. Now we're talking. Sure.
Is that Jamie?
Yep.
That's our girl, Jamie.
Yeah, I think so.
Why does it seem to me like there was a Bionic Woman comic that actually had basically an art picture of the actual actress, like a face shot of her is for number one?
I think there was.
I think there was too.
And don't forget, with Dynamite, they do the variant cover deal where they were released, I think, with 4 covers, or it might have been 5. And then there was what they call a 1 for 10, a 1 for 25, and a 1 for 50. And so if you ordered enough, there were some special ones.
The Boys.
The Boys.
That's funny because I just read one of those.
Ah.
I had forgot that The Boys was a Dynamite title.
I just read one of those. Which one was it?
One sec.
Oh, yeah, it was that really cute-looking homage cover one.
Turn it sideways for you. There you go.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not what I was trying to do. You seen this one?
Yeah, I have seen that one. Yeah.
I just read it the other day.
Right.
Garth Ennis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was over there on my. I just read it stack. I ain't even put it away yet.
Right. Okay.
I do have some stuff on that. I got to read it stack still, but I got to read Butch Cleaver the other night too. That's really good. Matt did a really good job.
I was going to say that there's nothing wrong in having a reading stack.
Nope. Got to.
That's for sure.
Well, for me, like I promote comics, right? And I promote indie comics. And how fake would it be if I was just like not even reading them?
Oh, that's true.
And then it would be, it's like I'm a fan, guys. I get the comics so I can read them.
Well, I mean, I don't write comics. I don't draw comics.
Right.
I just read them and collect them and enjoy them.
Well, by the way, we sometimes forget that's the most important part of all.
Yeah.
The readers and the fans. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's where I came into this. It's like that's one of the reasons that I butt heads with so many people in the creative industry is that I came in from the fan side. Okay, I didn't come in through the politics of one side or the other. I came in as a fan. I bought comics. I buy comics. I like comics.
That's it.
Give me good comics to read. I spent 30 years reading comics, not even looking at the names on them.
Yeah.
Didn't care. If it was a good story.
Pops, can you remember what was your very first comic that?
Oh yeah.
What was your first?
Defenders 10.
Nice.
I was a teenager. Okay. I was a mythology nerd. I was above comics. I read real books. I read The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings and all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
I read
I'm right
books,
there with you.
Right? And then one day I'm at the supermarket with Mom and I look over and there's Thor and Hulk on the cover of a comic book. And I was like, that's Thor.
Oh, I like that one, Dave. Show us that
It
one.
kind of reminds me a bit of a Steranko cover to me.
That's what I was just going to say. It's a little bit of a Steranko homage. I don't know if that's intentional. Maybe it's not exactly like it, but certainly similar. I bet you that might be Alex Ross. Is that Alex Ross on that one?
I don't
know. See if it will tell me on there.
Yeah. But I just got caught up in seeing a mythological figure on the cover of a comic book, and I was like, okay, I'm going to read this. You know.
It is indeed.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And
you have good taste, Dave.
The problem was that book happened to be the finale of a crossover between the Avengers and the Defenders that had been going on for a few months.
Right.
So I had to go spinner rack to spinner rack to spinner rack in all these different stores, digging in the back, trying to find all those books so that I have the whole story to read.
Yeah.
Because, hey, we didn't have comic book stores with back issue boxes.
It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that back then.
No, you went to the supermarket and you dug through the spinner racks. And they wouldn't even like throw the old stuff away. They just crammed the new stuff in front of it, right?
Right, yeah.
So you're in the back of every one of those trying to find the stuff that you wanted. You know, I ended up finding the whole story. It took like 3 weeks and 15 different stores, but I eventually ended up with the whole story. Some of them were pretty beat up from being jammed in the back of the spinner rack, but that's still to me my favorite crossover ever. The Defenders and the Avengers duking it out. Defenders pretty much whooped that ass. I'm just saying. We got Green Hornet. I got some Green Hornet. I do got some Green Hornet. I like the Hornet.
I've just got another half dozen to go, these pops, and then I'll pass you over.
Do you guys now look? How come Kato got boobs?
Because he is a she.
He became a she.
I
missed that part. Was Kevin Smith writing that one too? Oh man. Look, I have 2 episodes of the 1966 Batman series on DVR. What do you think they are? The Green Hornet, the 2-part episode with the Green Hornet. Bruce Lee is Kato. Come on, man.
That's right.
That's some early Bruce Lee for y'all right there.
Yeah, right. It's funny when I remember the show back then, but of course in those days I didn't know who Bruce Lee was. It wasn't until many years later I was like, oh, that's the same guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, we found out who Bruce Lee was, 73, 74, 75, 76, and then he was gone.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was one of those things where we didn't appreciate him till he was gone. That's speaking for myself anyway.
Oh, well, I got lucky enough to have a bunch of, karate friends, so I got exposed to him before he was gone. But man, it was like, what a drag. I was one of them people that was really bummed out that day. Same with Leonard Skinner, right?
Oh, yeah.
Look, I was a young rock and roll fan, man, and I loved Leonard Skinner and all them jamming tunes, and then they were gone. Poof. It was a crappy little couple of years right there.
That's my little bundle for the time being.
Timothy, you got anything else, or should I go to the finale?
That's all I brought up from the basement, so I'm pretty much caught up. But yeah, I've been trying to. I guess I should mention, because I sense this about Dave. I'm also a comic book collector, and I collect runs and I collect some Silver Age books. And I'm not one of these fellas who has the $1 million key books or anything, so don't hear that when I tell you this. But I do collect, I got a nice Walking Dead run, 1 to 100, and I got all the variants. And I got some early Fantastic Four books. Pops mentioned how he was a fan of the Defenders. And I'd like to add something to that. And this is, I guess I'm probably going to make myself sound like an old geezer when I say this, but in the old days, it was kind of cool that the Marvel Universe, you could pick up a Daredevil book and you had a darn good chance of seeing Spider-Man in there. It was a universe that they shared. Right. Everybody knew each other. And of course, it's still like that now, but it's not, it's reimagined, and it's not, I'll save that for another show. But the truth is, like when I first saw the Fantastic Four, there was not anything like that. You know, they argued, they didn't really like each other. They were sometimes at odds with the other heroes. Remember, they fought Spider-Man a couple of times.
Yep.
And it was like, well, wait a second, they're not even kind of on the same side. And that really, it really sort of intrigued me. And that's why now, these are kind of hard to collect these days because of the price of them. I got a couple of, you know, in the early 20s. I might even have a 19. But, you know, you start talking about single digit books, you know, these are a couple grand at least.
Yeah.
And to get a Fantastic Four 1, well, you know, just forget it. I can remember being in a comic book store. And I'll tell you, we talk about our early comics, the ones we remember. And one of mine was the oversized Treasury edition where Superman was fighting Spider-Man.
Yep.
You remember that book?
Yep.
And yeah, and my mom got me that. It was my birthday. We were there. That was Empire Comics in Rochester, New York. And while I was there, I went up and the guy had a Hulk #1 sitting on the counter. Now, keep in mind, that book I think came out in 77 or 78, the Superman book. So the Hulk by that point was probably a 14-year-old book. It wasn't super old. And he wanted $50 for that book.
Yep.
And I can remember my father being there and he goes, $50 for a comic book? He couldn't believe it, right? Which, well, if I would have bought that book, I could have probably put my kids through college with it right now.
Well, yeah.
But it was one of those things, you don't know what you don't know. And of course, the Hulk went on to have TV shows and multiple movies. Yeah.
Here's something horrible.
That's right.
You know, that it's like when I first started collecting, it's like I wanted to collect weird stuff, right? I wanted to collect like stuff that nobody else collected. And then one day I was like, man, it'd be cool if I collected every comic that came out the month I was born.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's the thing
right?
Still now.
Okay, so I went and looked at the comics that came out the month I was born. September 1963. Avengers. X-Men. Get the fuck out.
That's right.
I can't get those.
60 years old this
it's like so that was
60
out.
years old this year.
So that was out. We weren't gonna get those, you know. But yeah, one of the amazing look out of the indie guys. Look, guys, Matt Burke killed it with this. Butch Cleaver. Butch Cleaver is good, guys. It's really good. The story's good. Let me bust this book open. Let me show you the inside of this. I was actually, I'm going to say I was impressed. Look at this.
Intense.
Very.
I was impressed. The story's good. The art's killing it. This is number 1. Number 2 levels up. Okay. Like it really levels up. I was like, damn, it's almost like dude took some steroids, came out and did it again, right? So look at this.
Whoa. That is badass.
Yeah, dude. I was blown away. I opened up that package. Whoa, no way. But yeah, this now look, I showed you the art in book 1. Totally levels up, man. Come on, focus. Yeah, look at that.
That's it.
Oh wow, yeah, I can see it.
Let me get you something. Oh, something dark.
Yeah.
Right? The palette changes, everything. 2 different palette changes, or you know, like look at that. Oh, it's just good stuff. Really good story, good book, great art. Matt, you killed it. I just want everybody to know.
No, it's a good looking book.
If you didn't get this one, you will not be disappointed. It is a horror story, okay? So, you know, you got to remember, there's going to probably be a little bit of choppity chop and chop, 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 chop. And, you know, his name's Butch Cleaver.
Sure.
It's a great story. It really is. Get you guys back up here on the screen. Now, the other day, we got Lee Newman's Saison. Saison. Because it's French. Saison.
It was.
And he also sent the foil cover, right? The shiny, okay?
Yeah.
Good
Oh, it's
stuff.
an Akira homage.
Yeah. Good stuff. And then, because I have to, because I'm always going to have to, I'm always going to say it. If you ain't backing Ed Gein, you're missing out.
I've
Go
heard
get
that's
you-
good. Yeah.
Go get you some Ed Gein, bro. Lucifer Storm, this series, Christian Rossi art, Lucifer Storm story. This isn't about Ed Gein, the guy who, what he did before he died. This is about Ed Gein, what happens to him after he died. Supernatural, it's not a serial killer book. No, it's different. It's a lot different. You'll love it. You guys have seen the new addition to the network, the Comics Foo guys, right?
I heard about it. Yeah.
Shadow Ghost. Look, this is Kurtis Fujita's book, and then A Tiger's Tale is Patrick Lugo's book. But both of them are, kung fu masters, and they both have stories, totally different stories. In like this one has to do with obviously, some people that obviously work together. But the whole thing is that these guys intimately know these moves that they're depicting for you. So what you're getting is exactly what that looks like in action. You're not getting what somebody thinks it might look like. You're getting this art from somebody who actually does this stuff and knows how his body moves when he's making that move, and he can draw that, And actually, if you watch their shows, some of it, they're actually depicting how they come to these, how their panels are developed through the moves and whatnot. It's really good stuff. You guys ready for the main event?
I am.
Let's open some stuff. I have 3 to open. I have Norlem from Raiden Radio. This one's got a lighter in it, We have Brandon Lee, friend of Laurie's. I'm pretty sure this is Ray's. But I could be wrong because I backed so many books. I don't know. I try to remember everything, but I'm juggling so many shows and everything now. It's like sometimes it's hard for me to even keep track of who's doing what. I have to have people remind me. I need teammates, people to help me out because it's almost grown outside my ability to keep up. But I love it. Okay, let's see what we got here. We have a Christmas card. Oh, it's Avalon. It's Avalon. I should have known that. Okay, here we go. Avalon, Last Christmas.
That's nice looking.
Nice cover.
We have also Avalon Blindside, because I had to get all 3. I had to be caught up with the story. I couldn't just get one. So I got on him about making sure he had a catch-up tier on his campaign so that I could get all 3. He hooked me up. I got all 3. You see that? That's how it works. Now, going on the reading pile. I got to read that one pile. Thank you, Brandon. Awesome. Yeah, that was one of the things. It was like, man, I don't want to put a finger. It's like, I'll back it if you do. Take 5 minutes, go put a catch-up tier on your campaign, and I'll go back that dude right now. Now, this is from Doran Corkum.
Oh, nice. I'm a friend of his.
Yeah, Whitefire
Yeah.
comic. This is a poster, and he sent the poster separate from the comics. Now,
I'm looking forward to this. I didn't get mine yet.
Come on, be nice, knife. Be nice, knife. Just the cardboard. Come on. Sometimes when you get old and your fingers don't work that good anymore, look, everybody that thinks these are for style, no, they're not. They're because my fingers don't really work anymore. They're compression gloves, and they just help sometimes me not to be in pain, really. But I can't use my fingers near as well as I used to be able to.
I'm lucky I still can.
Come on now. There we go. Ooh. Okay, now look, is it upside down or is it right side up?
It's right side up.
Okay, because I can't see it. You guys got to tell me.
Oh,
What do I
that's
got?
cool. That's really cool, man.
What do I got? What do I got here?
It's like a shimmering chrome poster.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, look at that.
It's badass.
Dude, this is from Forsaken Future by Doran Corgum, Wildfire Comics. There's the poster. If you backed that and you ordered that poster, there it is, baby. That's beautiful.
Doran and I share an artist.
Really?
Yeah, the same artist for Forsaken Future. The interior artist is a fellow by the name of David Dion. He's the same guy on Water Wars #4.
Cool. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. That's amazing right there.
Yeah, nice job, Doran. That's really cool.
That's nice.
All right. Look, I love this stuff. We got one more. This is from Josh Plack at our Raiden Radio, as some of you may know him. Book called Norlem. It's a graphic novel. And I was promoting this one and liked the look of it and everything. And then he went and put something on the campaign. It's like, well, there's no way I can't back that now. I got to have one of those. I got to have one of those. So here we are. Is it going to come out for me? Oh, it comes out there. Oh, it's actually packaged in there. All right. Tear it open. We try to be nice. How does it open? I don't want to take a knife to this. Come on, man. Wow. Good job packaging. That's all I can say. Good job packaging. Oh, do I got anything else that'll help me get in this thing? I didn't want to have to tear it, man.
You need a letter opener, Pops.
Oh, if I had a pair of scissors right here handy, I could have cut it nice and neat, but I had to do it with the knife, so oh well. But a Norlem Zippo. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Ah!
Careful.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
That's really cool. And now, how's that on there? Is that like engraved, or what is it on there?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Spare no expense.
Cut into the metal.
How about that? That's high test right there, man.
Dude. No fluid, so you don't have to worry about it. It's cool. Just for shipping purposes. But yeah, that I saw that and I was like, man, this is the first time I ever seen a lighter on a campaign. Gotta buy it. Gotta back it. Couldn't even avoid it, right? So the long and the short of it. Now look, everything we saw about this book was also good. Okay. Been waiting for it, looking forward to it. I'll let y'all know what I think. You know?
It looks very, very noir.
Yeah,
is it?
yeah.
Is that the word?
Let me see. Let's just take a little look-see on the inside. Let's just take a little look-see. And that's exactly what he showed us.
I like the color palette.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he showed us, guys. Good stuff. This does feel like kind of like newsprint paper. It's thicker, but it's, you know, it's got that old school feel.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. He put his card in there with, you know, the card of the detective, guys.
Ah, cool. It even has that sort of Art Deco look on the card.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
that's the character in the comic book. That card that he's gotten. See?
Ah,
yeah, good dude,
Yeah.
good stuff. I like it. Oh, I can't show you the last page, but I like that too. Cool. I can't show you that because that would be like a deal breaker for the,
Yeah,
You
you
know what
don't
I'm
want to do any spoilers.
Yeah, I just I'll tell you right now, just the last page, and knowing a little bit about the story, I'm like, yeah, okay, I can see how you got there. Let's go on. But I'll definitely be reading that. Thank you, Josh. Look, people out here rock, man. You guys are killing it, all of you. What's up, Jason? Jason, oh look. I showed off Jason's last week. He sent me the art proof of Jupiter, which is another good book, and I can't wait to see what the finished product, because it was like there was still, I think, some art left that wasn't quite done yet that needed to be finished or touched up or whatever. But he sent me the proof. This is, and dude, I loved it. I can't wait to see where that one goes. This is cool. This is badass.
Yeah, nice.
If you don't got a lighter, you don't got a book. No, I'm kidding. Look, this is good stuff, you guys. I have some other stuff coming. I know I have something coming from Sam Quinton from 47 Furious Tales. We got a package. He's like, Pops, you got a package coming? I got a few other things that I know are coming, so we'll probably have something. Maybe we'll just I'll make this the unboxing show as well.
Yeah, why not?
And anything I got during the week, we'll just open it here on the show offs.
Yeah, we can do if you like. Yeah, why not?
Good idea.
Yeah.
I think we'll do that. We'll just incorporate that as part of the show.
Just make sure you have a pair of scissors handy next time.
Yeah. and that goes for you guys too, though. Guess or Dave, if you got something new, let's utilize the show. Now, the last few minutes, Timothy, I want you to bring up whatever you have. Share your screen. Show us your campaign.
Absolutely. Hold on. Let me get it going here.
I know you're also involved in the book share with Carissa and everybody, right?
Correct.
Carissa and Paul and everybody. Yeah. So look, you guys, you back their books. You can get his PDF of his book. See if you like it.
Yeah, so, and I want to give a quick shout out to Carissa as well. She was just on my YouTube channel, and she's just a terrific person, and had a real blast talking to her. She's got this horror book, and if you're a fan of things like, there's a little of everything in there. It's Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it's supernatural, there's zombies in there, you got Egyptian influences. It's pretty crazy, man. And it's also very strong on the video game influences, which I'm a gamer as well. And, of course, I make a deal with those guys. Basically, if you buy their book, you get a free copy of my book, so you can check that out.
Yep.
I'm currently working on a new thing here. I got a partner by the name of Erwin Arosa. He is he's kind of known as a variant cover guy. He's very well regarded, sort of in the indie world. And in my case, I'm fortunate to the sense that he does interiors with me as well. So, that is kind of what we're doing. I'm going to see if I can set you up with a screen share here.
Now, I do have some scissors, Dave. They're buried under all this mess.
All right.
There's always a mess, man. What can I do? I hear Luna whining. She's like, "Can I go outside? Please, somebody let me outside." You're just gonna have to wait a minute.
You know what I might do, Pops? I might send you the link, and it might be easier to do it that way. It's giving me a restriction, a Chrome restriction for some reason. Can I do that?
Yeah. All right. Just drop it in private chat.
You got it, sir. And then we can talk about that a little bit if you like. What we're doing here is most of you guys know I'm mostly known for science fiction, right? That's what we do over here at Earth Dog Studios. And so I write the series Water Wars 2288, which is a post-apocalyptic series. And I also wrote The Hunchback, which is the one that you see behind me here. That's that fella right there, which is currently releasing through Antarctic Press. It's in comic stores now. This next one you see here is our new book. It launches in March. It's called Call of the Cryptid. And if you like stories that are along the lines of The Twilight Zone, The X-Files, that are a little bit sort of, there's monsters, you're probably going to dig this one. And the premise of
Mothman action right there.
Yeah, the Mothman's in it. If you are a fan of cryptids, this is the right one. And it's full of twists, and it's not always exactly what you think it is. But the general setup is a teenager, after an alien encounter, she gains the ability to communicate with cryptids. And basically where it's going is that she sort of stumbles across a conspiracy, and the cryptids are not the bad guys. In fact, they're on her side in trying to prevent this. It's an alien invasion is what it is. And it's got tons of weird characters, and they're a little bit what I call reimaginings. Like, Bigfoot has lines, he can speak, and he wears these cool goggles. And, it turns out the Loch Ness Monster is a phony, and it's a mechanical one. There's lots of things that are little change-ups to the lore of the cryptids. It's going to be a 4-issue series. It's slated to go for 96 pages. The first issue is 28 pages, and it's got a little bit of, in the back of it, it's set up like an encyclopedia, and it tells you a little bit about the sightings and who saw what and when they saw it and where and that kind of thing. And it's all presented, of course, as if this was completely true. And the idea being that this will be a Kickstarter launch, and, we'll see how the first issue does. In the past, Kickstarter's been pretty good to me. The indie community's been very good to me. I'm blessed. Thank you very much, everyone, for your support. So the plan is, if this one takes off, this will go to 4 issues, and it'll be, at the end of the day, this is what they call a graphic novel. What I mean by that, prior to this, all my books that I put out, they're what they call short stories. You can buy one of the Water Wars books or the Hunchback book, and when you buy a single issue and read it, it's a story in there. It's not continued. It's all self-contained. Now, if you like that kind of thing, they are all connected. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that very much. And, in our case, like if you wanted to find out, well, why are they fighting over water? Well, you can find out in the previous issue. Well, why does she have one arm? Well, that's explained too. You can go back and read it. But if you don't care and you just want a story, you don't have to buy the other issues. Each one is complete. Now, what I'm doing different this time, full disclosure, Call of the Cryptid is written to be a continuous ongoing series for 4 issues, meaning that when you get to the end of this one, it's a cliffhanger. You got to get the next one. So that's something new for me. I hope that works out. Comic collectors, this can go either way, right? It can work against you. I personally like to have a complete story in each issue. But that said, I also like things like Walking Dead or Saga, where it's part of a longer arc, where you have to read 5 or 6 to get your arc. And so this is the first time we're trying that.
There was 2 TV shows that were running pretty much at the same time: Sons of Anarchy and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the way they ended every episode was like you got hit in the side of the head with something from completely left field. You didn't see that coming. They went out of their way to make sure you watched next week.
Well, it's a bit like Lost in Space, Pops, from the 60s, because that was very much like that.
Yeah. I mean,
by the way, Dave, I got to tell you, if you like Lost in Space, you'll probably like this book. And you mentioned earlier the Twilight Zone, and the whole premise of it is this is a sci-fi series, and it's kind of weird. My meaning is that it's not like everything is not always what you think it's gonna be, and I don't want to give away too many spoilers because this one's not out yet. But that's the whole idea. When you get to the end, you go, "Oh wow, I didn't think it was that."
Yeah, and
good point. Good point, Jason. Good point.
You got to have a good story. Look, there's so many books that I picked up, and if I struggled to get through the first book, I probably didn't buy the second one. Okay, but if I liked that first book, you probably hooked me in for the series, unless you really went south, right? You know what I mean?
That's the whole idea, right? And in my case, I'm not incredibly wealthy, right? Like it takes a bit of time and effort to put these books out, and I use a crowdfunding platform to get them made. Right. Now, in my case, the books are actually what we call in the can. I'm not raising funds to complete the book or anything. The book's actually done. But this is how I reach the audience, because there's people that go to Kickstarter like Pops and like myself that's where we buy our books these days. So if the first issue really takes off, hey, great, man, here comes number 2, here comes number 3, here comes number 4. And the kind of artwork that you see there, that is also what the interior looks like. I'll quick show you an interior page, because, you know, sometimes, and of course, I respect this. Every creator is a little bit different, you know, but you'll have a situation where you might say, well, you know, the covers are all really great, but the interiors, they don't look like that. Well, in our case, the covers do, in fact, look like that, or the interiors do look like that.
Yeah, I try to encourage people to have their cover artist or their interior artist be the A cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
want to
that makes
do
sense.
your variants and stuff. That's cool. But look, when I buy a book, when I go to a store, like a comic book store, and buy a book, and I look at the cover and I go, I know that ain't on the inside. I know they're not selling me that. So you see what I'm saying?
I totally do. And man, let me tell you, I'm right there with you. And ever since, and I'll shoot that interior page over to you if you want to show it. But in our case, and I was that way even when I was young, I didn't like when you had the interior artist drastically different than the cover artist. I felt like they were kind of selling me something else. So in my case, what we try to do is it's, you know, it's a bait and switch, man. It's exactly
felt like a bait and switch. That was my problem. It's like I'd open up the book. Now, granted, there were times when you opened up the book and the art on the inside was better than the cover too.
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
Sure, yeah.
And then you're like, how come this guy ain't doing your covers? You know?
Right. And of course, like I say, this one's got a strong UFO flavor. You know, she's being pursued by the Men in Black. That's where this is all going. And in short, really, the way that it pans out is that she's sort of being pursued by this alien race because she has accidentally become in possession of a piece of alien technology. And the ones who protect her are, in fact, the cryptids rise up to protect her.
Sounds interesting.
I like the premise. I like it.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that. You know, in my case, we're always shooting for something a little bit different, right? And as I was telling Pops this before, and man, of course, everybody's got their own thing. So don't ever think that I'm disparaging someone or anything like that. That's certainly not what I mean. But my books, I don't really have any kind of heroes or anything like that. There's nobody with powers. But what I do have is tons of sci-fi references and monsters and things like that. The writing itself is patterned, I say, after things like Isaac Asimov, Ray Bradbury, Richard Matheson, you know, some of the science fiction guys.
And some good names there.
Yeah, man. And like I say, that's what, Jason, this will be March, roughly March 15th. It'll go into play. The artwork is done. Well, actually, I got the last 3 pages, which should be done this weekend. And then I go right to lettering. So by the time this goes to Kickstarter, and which is just a little over a month, you will be able to see completed pages. And, you know, the reason why I do that, I love to tell people this, I have too much anxiety. I couldn't start taking people's money if the book wasn't done. Like I get too nervous or whatever.
Right.
And as we know, things can happen that cause delays. And, you know, I do have the reputation of, generally speaking, I'm one of the faster turnarounds for Kickstarter fulfillment. You know, if you back my Kickstarter, usually you've got my book in your hands in that 45-day window, maybe 60 days. But, you know, some of these things drag on, and you're like, oh, what is this guy doing? The book was never even done. And I just can't do that. And again, I'm not complaining about anybody else. I know that everything's different, but you know, I get too nervous, and this will be my 6th one, or it might be 7th. I guess I got to go back and check. But, you know, if you would have told me 3 years ago that this is what I would be doing, look, I'm as surprised as you are. I never knew that I would be the publisher, right? I'm a writer. But once I started using crowdfunding, it's a little bit like you get on a train and then you finish one and it makes enough money to power the next one. Every dime that I make off these goes into the next book. I don't keep any of the money at all. And then, of course, once they are completed books, I submit them out to publishers. And that's why you're seeing I'm having a pretty decent publishing year already. I got 2 this year, and I guess there's one or two more already, and it's only February. So, and what you're seeing, of course, is completed Kickstarter fulfillments that now have a finished product that now you can submit to publishers.
And also, if you're over there looking at that Worthy Chaos campaign, look, Water Wars 2288.
Yeah, that's
Right
Carissa,
there.
and man, God bless her. She's just super cool, and I try to support other indie creators when I can, and that's our first issue there, Water Wars. And again, those are standalone stories, and they're very much in the line of like Twilight Zone type stories. And actually, there's 2 short stories in that one. And basically, the deal is it's apocalyptic future where the world is running out of water, and there's like gangs that are battling over the water supplies. And the deal is they're kind of like human stories. And what I mean by that, like if you're a Walking Dead fan, just to use an example, the stories aren't really necessarily always about zombies, if you follow. It's about people and the kind of stuff they have to do. And that's why that's what Water Wars is about. And also in the 2288 series, they tend to be female protagonists. So that's just the way I wrote them, but they're all that way now. So if you like kind of female heroes like Ellen Ripley from Alien or Imperator Furiosa from Mad Max, if you like that kind of stuff, then you'll like Water Wars.
And Jason says Jupiter's 95% done. Yeah, and you sent me a proof copy, and I liked it, and I'm sure it's going to be awesome. EBS doesn't really always get a pass, bro. None of them get a pass. Look, I've been I backed Godlike, Malin's book, okay, a year ago, and I'm still waiting. And when you make $250,000 on a book, I think you can set everything else aside and get the freaking book done. That's just my personal opinion. And it made it impossible for me to back any of the other stuff that he's trying to sell since then. I want the one I paid for. Then I'll look at your next project, right? I want the one I paid for. That's what I want. So no, Jason, they might get a pass from the simps and their crowds or whatever, or their militia or whatever, but they don't get a pass from just regular fans who paid good money for a book and they're still waiting. Oh.
Well, and you talk about, and I wasn't familiar with the EVS thing, and I won't mention the one that I had an issue with, but I had one that it's even a fellow that's a friend of mine, and it went to it was 18 months, and I was writing to him, hey man, is this book ever coming out? And that's not my way of being a jerk. The way I see it, I put out something like 5 books in the same time frame. You're doing something wrong over there, pal. See, I don't know what exactly.
That was my issue. I look at right there, PTSD, Paul Gomez, 4 books in the calendar year. Didn't make 5 figures on any of them. And then you got clowns that get $250,000 and can't put out 1 book.
And there's no book. Yeah, I'm right there with you. And I've heard of Paul, by the way. His book looks great too.
Oh, and Paul's books are great. Bushy Boo, Cryptic Haze, all Paul's stuff is good.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I've heard good things.
PTSD's like approaching 2,000 copies sold, I think. So, doing real good for somebody nobody ever heard of last year.
Yeah. Well, and if you like these kind of things, and first, Pops, I agree with you. That's roughly my bracket. I try to do 4 a year. I guess it came out to 3 last year because sometimes it rolls over the year till it's fulfilled. It went into January, but it was so all these books that you see. First of all, thank you to the backers, thank you to the podcasters and the support of the indie community. They've been great to me, and I'm really grateful for that. And now all the books, of course, you can get them through me. That's earthdogstudios.com. Or if you're so inclined, these are also now Antarctic Press properties, meaning it's in their anthologies, which is called Planet Comics. So if you are a follower of Antarctic Press, you can follow the Water Wars in that way. He breaks them up. Since they're short stories, you can break them up very neatly into anthologies and spread it across, 3 or 4 issues. I think he does it like 8 pages at a time or 10 pages, whatever it is.
Nice. And then you also got Path of the Pale Rider, our girl Laurie from the Tuesday Morning Brew, right there. You see,
that's supposed to be good too. I've heard of that one. I don't know Laurie, but it's very critically well received.
Her book, the story, the concept, and everything is just wild, dude. The death process is broken. Everything keeps living even after you shoot it in the head.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, so it's like everything just keeps living. You die in your body, like if somebody shoots you in the head, you live through the decay of your body. You're
Oh,
alive
wow.
and aware through the decay process of your corpse. You know?
Oh my God.
A true zombie book, right?
Sounds it.
Okay. And everything, death's broken for everything, plants, animals, people. You know, the concept for that story is amazing. She's got it written well out into the future. Two issues are done, but she's got the whole story like pretty well nailed down, man. It's, you know, I hope I live long enough to see that whole series.
Oh yeah, so I see now there's I'm sorry, I can't talk today. PTSD. I actually haven't checked that one out, but I've heard of Paul and I've heard of Laurie, so maybe this will be my chance to check this out.
Yeah, well, you're going to get to know them because
good. I tell you that's you know, I got to be honest with you, Pops. You know, I haven't been doing this that long, and the level of response that I've got from not just people like you, thank you, but even the other guys and girls that I've met, the indie community, it's an awesome community, and I feel really honored just to be included.
Well, I think you should reach out to Paul and be on the show.
I will. I didn't know he had a show. What's his show?
He does a show on the network every Wednesday afternoon.
No kidding.
It's called The Realities of Publishing Comics.
Yeah, it's right up my alley, brother.
Because he covers the stuff that they didn't tell you about, you know, the crap you go through as a self-publishing comic creator in the beginning, right?
Yeah, I tell you, man, I definitely could contribute to that. Not because I'm so smart and I've done everything right, but I could give you a list. I have done just about everything wrong that you could do.
Yeah, but that's what he does. He comes out and he talks about the realities of it, not the candy-coated part, but the realities of the stuff that he went through in that first year over 4 books. Well, you pretty much did the same freaking thing.
Yeah.
I think you guys definitely need to hang out a bit. I'm going to make sure Paul knows to invite you on the show. Guys, I got another show to get ready for.
Yeah.
We are last week during CromCon, Amy Good came out and she interviewed Mike Baron, and that was like her first show, the It's All Good show. But it was part of CromCon, and we're giving her own episode number 1 tonight. Her and Doc Bishop going to come out. They got Bob Dixon as a guest at 7:00. You guys ain't going to want to miss that. Amy's fun, guys. She's a lot of fun. You're gonna love what she brings you. And Silverline later tonight, and Monday Madness tomorrow, and you guys know all week programming. We're up to 32 shows. We have like 2 more in development. Just stay tuned, man. We're gonna blow this whole thing up.
Yeah, this is all really exciting, Pops.
Now the book or this campaign that we pulled up just so we could show you Waterworld is Worthy Chaos. It is Carissa's book. This book is great. I read the first one already. I have the first one. Really looking forward to where she takes this story, which is also written well out in advance. Okay, these aren't like going to end like tomorrow. There's more and more and more to these stories. And look, I don't know who decided that a 3 or 4 book story arc is the way to do it. I'm a never-ending story fan. I don't like it when the story ends. I want it to continue. I want the spin-offs. I want to find out what happened to that one guy way back in the beginning. I want to know. So never think in terms of it's over. Don't end it. Find something else in it that was great and make it go on. Keep the fans. Look, if the fans love what you're doing, don't quit giving them what you're doing. It's that simple, you know. Look, when was the last time Marvel had a book that went past 20 issues?
Exactly.
I'll tell you,
a long time ago.
Savage Avengers is the only one in the last 5 years probably that's gone past 20 issues. And then they rebooted it at number 29, started over with a new crew, and it's like, nope, not paying attention now. You should have kept the original crew and kept going. You had people hooked for 28 issues. Why would you stop?
Exactly.
Do you see what I'm saying? Give
I
the
totally
people
do.
what they want, man. We want books that are going to keep coming out. We want stories that don't end.
Just like the olden days.
Yeah, I totally agree. By any chance, do either of you guys read Saga by Brian K. Vaughan?
It's on my pile to read someday, but I must admit,
It kind of proves Pop's point. It's a little bit like, and again, when I say this, I mean this like a compliment, right? It's like a sci-fi soap opera, and you read the first one, and it's so weird. It's like, well, what is this guy doing? And you read the second one, and then you go, well, this doesn't even make sense. And then you read the third one, you go, oh my God, I got to find out what happens next. When it gets its hooks in you, and now they're up to what I think 70, it might even be 80 issues. I read the first volume, but Jason, it's really good stuff, isn't it? And that's another good example of where it's kind of not really what you think it's gonna be.
Is that the comic that has like the thick black border around the cover?
I don't think so. It's the one where the characters, like one of the characters has horns, and there's the lying cat, and one guy has the TV for a head.
I'm trying to see the logo. I'm trying to see the title logo. Then I'd be fine if I could image that logo. Let me pull something up here on my Googie.
Yeah,
on my Googie.
I definitely recommend it. It goes right along with what you said. Once you start investing your time into it, it's very easy to get hooked on it.
Come on, where are we at? Can I see a comic book, please? Yes, Saga Comics. Yeah, okay, it's Image. All right. Okay, yeah, I know that. Okay, I know that art. All right.
They did a really good job with it, and it's kind of like it's an intergalactic war, and these two characters are in love, and there's a baby, and it's all really weird. But then once you get going, it's very compelling. And what happens is you start getting really invested in the characters, like you were saying earlier, and you just want to see what happened to them.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing, man. It's like, one shots are cool. Let everybody know it's a one shot, but then when you come out with that next book, there's something totally different. You might lose some of them fans that you had because they're waiting for that next book in that series.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one right there.
Yeah.
Fiona Staples did that cover, I think.
Yep, she did. She does the interior art as well. That's another good example. The cover artist does the interiors, and she's got a really cool style. It's not like everybody else. And I see Jason mentioned in the comics Monstrous. That's another great title.
Yeah.
Jason, we like the same titles, man. I'm gonna have to check out your book as well, and you might want to check out Water Wars, because if you like Saga and Monstrous, it'd be fair to say.
I'll tell you what. Oh, Jason blew everybody on the draw stream away today with that background that he's doing.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it. We were together just briefly.
Man. That's hours and hours and hours of work he's got in that. Just the background of that thing he's drawing is like, oh wow. That's dedication, you guys. And he said he uses it as a meditation tool. A focus meditation. It's amazing. So tune into the draw stream next week if you missed that, or go watch the replay and check out what Jason was drawing. It was amazing. Little teeny tiny point pen, just oh yeah. Yep, labor love. We know. All right, guys, I'm gonna play a few commercials on the way out. Some of the other comics that we didn't cover earlier. But Timothy, thanks for coming out. You're more than welcome to join us on this show anytime you want.
It's nice to chat to you, Timothy.
Yeah, Texas Dave, I appreciate it, brother. Nice to meet you. I enjoyed seeing some of your collection. And Pops, as always, thank you very much.
You bet. As Dave knows, I've been looking for somebody to take this show over for a long time.
Yes.
I don't mind being a guest on this show, but I hate digging through. Look, it's a love-hate thing. I dug through a couple book boxes a few weeks ago, and I found some stuff that I forgot I had or didn't know I had. Like I found a one of those. The hell are they called? The jeweler one, Mark Jeweler. I found a Mark Jeweler book in a stack that I pulled out to show off, right? That I didn't know I had. So there's good, but man, I hate going into the boxes.
Yeah.
I hate pulling them out and then having to go put them all back. And it's one thing when I'm reading them. It's another thing just to come out for an hour, show them up, and then go put them all back. But I love having guests out here to show off what they have too, what they're interested to. So anytime
it's nice to do
come
that.
hang out with Dave and show off what you're doing, you're more than welcome, man.
Yeah.
You know. Tim, I want to talk to you about getting your show on the network.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Among other things.
I was going to say, Pops, I've still got plenty of independence left if you want to do some more next week, you know.
We can.
Yeah.
We can. There's a lot of stuff I didn't show.
Yeah. Well, we can do another one next week if you want.
I think last week I just showed stuff that was like in my I really love it collection, you know.
Yeah.
And then like today I wanted to make sure that the sponsors got highlighted and that we opened the new books because look, our sponsors are all comic people, yo. They're all doing cool stuff. Except Mr. Big, he writes mob books. You got to go check those out too. Right? Serious business. And he writes mob books. Like not fiction, non-fiction about real shit. So if you're into the mob, you want to go check out what Wayne's doing for sure. I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Dave, thanks.
Okay.
Timothy, thanks. Everybody watching, we appreciate you. Go check out this.
See you all next time. Okay. Bye, everybody. Yeah.
America's southern border has become a war zone. Human traffickers, drug smugglers, and terrorists flow across the Rio Grande with impunity, secure in the knowledge that no one will stop them. A distant federal government lectures Americans on their privilege while punishing overworked Border Patrol agents who were helpless to stem the tidal wave of invaders and determined migrants. Second-generation Cuban-American Marcos Zamora is a military vet, more patriotic than most Americans. No longer able to ignore the chaos at his doorstep, he acts. Joined by his best friend Gus, they hit the border every night, saving lives while stopping violent drug cartels and other opportunists. The government reacts with fury at Marcos' attempts to preserve American sovereignty, deploying the full might of their enforcement agencies. But Marcos understands that the only thing the rich and powerful fear is bad publicity, and he records every encounter. Whoever he is, this private American must be stopped. Illustrated by Richard Bonk and written by Eisner winner Mike Barron, Private American is his version of Captain America, and maybe a little Punisher, taking part in this ongoing, violent, and very real battle of good versus evil in the war for American sovereignty. Grab your copy at theprivateamerican.com.
We have a secure border, and that is a priority for our administration.
Bringing you sex, sass, and style. Buckle up and unlock your imagination for a fun adventure with these death-dealing dames. They sail the galaxy in search of spoils. The most dangerous acquisition, and the most fruitful, are the legendary Splinters of Yggdrasil. The Splinters are magical artifacts forged from the Tree of Life that wreak havoc on the universe. The missions are perilous, but the bounty is glorious. Enjoy our hyper-fictional wonderland. How is a pirate ship sailing through space? 'Cause magic. How do they heal so quickly after battle? 'Cause magic. How are they able to communicate through jewelry? 'Cause magic. It's all about the characters. Abo, rough, robotic, ready. Mo, carefree, callous, courageous. Mistress Graven, daring, diplomatic, dominating. Betsy, academic, accountable, aristocratic. Nefara, ancient, assured, adrenaline junkie. Bruto, proud, prominent, protective. Fisty, independent, incendiary, invigorating. Roxy, superficial, scarred, secretive. Once you get to know this diverse crew of mythical miscreants, you'll be anxious to find out what trouble they'll get into on the next episode. Go to abogrizzly.com and order both halves of the first episode today.
The Doctor is in, baby. This is Doc Blalock, and you're watching the Madness Comic Network.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz hands. Jazz hands are done.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit